Good morning folks, welcome back to the channel. Lots of stuff going on already and it's only just gotten to Monday morning. As usual, I've left the most complex video for Monday morning, and what we're going to be talking about is this whole issue of when we get to parity, right? Which it seems to be very close on the horizon. I think maybe 6 weeks. That's the time frame that we could be possibly looking at, and a lot of people are wondering, what is so great about parity? What is going to set us aside? Well, getting alliance and being part of this whole, so parity means that we are one, we are whole with the cosmos. How everybody else is making these steps towards the alliance module, we seem to be doing that ourselves. We seem to be following that route. So like I was saying, what happens when we get to parity? Well, we're going to need a bridged asset. The likelihood is we're probably going to need 2 bridged assets, but I think they're possibly going to be better off just starting with one. Creating a new token. Yes, creating a new token, right? It is a huge thing. A lot of work's got to go into this. There's going to need to be an audit, right? So is everybody with me right now when I say that I think it's quite imperative that we start to understand how this asset can benefit us as blockchain holders? Now, it is very simple how it's drawn out here, but because you have no relevant context, it just literally looks like 2 circles with more circles and some scribbles. So I'm going to try and break it down as best as I can. I'm going to butcher it down. I'm going to simplify it as best as I can as to how I believe this is going to benefit us. So for instance, you've got chain A here on the left, you've got chain B here. Let's say chain B is our chain LUNC, okay? And this is chain A, this is Atom. So this is Atom on the left, LUNC on the right. Everybody's with me? Cool. So if we want to interconnect with Atom, we're going to need an IBC chain. We can see this in the middle here, okay? IBC connection. That's not new. Now, on the left, you've got coin A, and then another coin A with light dashes around it. So coin A is going to be the Atom token, I believe. And then this one here below it is going to be the bridged asset. This bridged asset is sent over to our blockchain, and then that is swapped out for our bridged asset. Okay? And then they are allowed to stake using our bridged asset, and then they get the exact same rewards that you would get for just, you have to be a holder, right, to benefit from those staking rewards. So you need a big bag of LUNC. Well, maybe you want to do some heavy duty staking on Atom. Well, now you can stake your whole bag on Atom by simply just using the bridged IBC asset to stake all of your LUNC on Atom. Maybe Atom's doing really well this month and LUNC is doing really bad, or vice versa. So you can see what it's getting at here. So the idea is, with the bridge asset, there's a maker-taker rate, okay? And this is the same with you delegating coins. You delegate coins with someone like me. We get a commission, you get a commission, right? And it's all down to the maker-taker cut rate. So our node currently is at 7%. So we get 7% of those rewards, you get the remaining. Now, with bridged assets, they can be set to whatever they want. So there needs to be some kind of penance, right, for this juicy yield that they're getting. We could make it a very light penance, or we could utilize this to help burn more coins, to help draw more liquidity in, because getting liquidity from one chain to another temporarily, right? Maybe they dip their toe in the pond. Maybe all of a sudden the pond seems nicer there. Maybe the benches are nicer. Maybe the yield's better. But they're going to, not use a bridged asset and actually do the swap. So then they're not paying that penance. Therefore, us harnessing the power of an IBC alliance connection to not only bring liquidity, but to secure liquidity in the future. I think that this is actually a gold mine, because utilized correctly, getting those maker-taker rates correct, it's going to be game-changing. And being able to, so currently there's a proposal up for the USTC repeg system. I'm going to be doing a video on it before I vote to sort of go through it with everybody. of how I'm feeling and why we're going to vote as to how we're going to vote on that. But this is so important, and I think the sooner the L1 team acknowledge we need this bridged asset and it needs to be made correctly, audits, CertiK audits, third-party audits, the full shamooli. So I think I've, simplified it as best as I can, but I'm just going to, sort of go over it again, okay? So we've got Atom on the left here, which is chain A. We've got LUNC on the right here, which is chain B, okay? On the top left inner circle is Atom. The bottom one is the bridged asset, which let's say it's B Atom. And then that is sent over to here. And I know there's a way they explain it with 2 assets, but I know you can simply just do it with 1 asset. I mean, you could just, it wouldn't make any sense for you to do that because you wouldn't really be harnessing the power of it. So that's the whole idea between the bridged asset. But it gives the simplified version of it really is it just gives you the ability to stake your whole bag that you hold on Atom, and you can go and stake that on LUNC without actually making that swap. You'll just have a abbreviated token, which is Atom B. And when you would get your coins back, that would come back across the IBC as Atom B. When it lands back at chain A, which is the chain it originated from, it would then be swapped back into normal Atom tokens. I think we've butchered that down and simplified it as best as we can. Now, this article is brilliant. This person really, he's a credit to himself, especially to this alliance module, because the saddest part about this is it's come from someone who's caught up in a lot of stuff, but the module itself is a game changer. We haven't even got to Feather Protocol yet, right? This is all part of this ever evolving cosmos that we live in, and harnessing that power of not only our own blockchain, but working together to harness the power of other blockchains. It's all part of this interconnected, decentralized finance system where, this all is so important for our future, because even with the USTC possible repeg, okay, possible repeg, which is going to take a lot of time, a lot of resources, USDC is apparently going to be making an appearance soon. The likelihood is that's going to appear through an alliance module, and it's going to be a bridged asset. Kind of similar to how Wrap Luna worked previously. The likelihood is you're going to see something like that with USDC. They just seem to be wanting to breach into the DeFi space. This is really good, especially to have an asset where you're safe, you're in the cosmos, and all of a sudden everything's dumping, moving to USDC. And you're still in the cosmos, your liquidity hasn't left. It's good for business, it's good for health, and it's good for the health of the blockchain to not only have a possible algorithmic stablecoin, but also a fiat-backed one that's just not going to flinch when the market goes crazy, right? Folks, have a really, really, really nice Monday. This was a little bit more of a complex one for this morning, and my head's still a little bit hazy. I've not long got up, had my shower, done my morning routine, and then sat down for this video before I head out. Folks, like I said, have a really nice day. It's Monday. Let's just get through it. Other than that, stay safe, beware of scammers, beware of doppelgangers, beware of anybody pretending to be me. None of this is financial advice. It's all for educational purposes only. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and yeah, catch you in the next one.